I don't recommend ever using tarot or the chart or any of these things to try to divine the future. Obviously, as human beings, we're trying to predict the future, but I think there are some methods because we can't see the whole picture, and we don't, as much as we can estimate it, we don't really understand truly how reality works. And I think in order to accurately predict the future, you either need to be able to see it, like literally, like in your mind as a vision, or be shown it by some other being in your mind in a dream. But when I was shown the future in my dream, it was cryptic. It wasn't clear until after the event. I had this monumental overnight metamorphosis, going from a angry, depressed, anxious person to sort of being healed overnight through this dream, through this revelation of, I call it divine intervention, in terms of like this angelic being, I guess, taking pity on me and saying like, look, man, I can help you out, but it's going to take 20 years and you're going to have to, your materialist attitude is going to have to wear you down before you'll actually see the truth. But then, 2013, I wake up, I see the truth, I'm like, holy crap. Within 3 months, I meet my future wife, which was also sort of a miracle. So the story goes, her and I are about to make this trip to Texas to visit her family. We have our first kid, still a baby. We're about to drive to Texas. The night before, we're outside, walking the dog. We're talking about the trip tomorrow. We look up, and there's the moon, but there's like a sort of like a rainbow effect around the moon, I assume caused by ice crystals in the atmosphere, and it just kind of gives the moon this crazy halo that has sort of a rainbow effect. I've seen similar sort of things, but it was really striking. I was like, oh man, look at that. That's cool. And then, of course, the voice in my head asked the question, is that an omen? And, where did I get the idea for omens? Like from every, from tons of different literature and material and movies and TV shows and all through my childhood, people use the term pretty freely. Like, oh, that's a good omen. Oh, that's a bad omen. Like, what is an omen? And you'd say, well, it's a sign in the external world. It's something that's going to point to something else that seems unrelated, but it's giving you a clue into some secret about how the universe really works, And I'm looking at this moon rainbow thing, and I'm thinking like, okay, is it a good omen or a bad omen? And then like all at once, it did come as like a revelation. It was like I suddenly understood why mainstream sort of Christians, frown on trying to divine the future in this way, because you don't know. And let's say I decide that it is a good omen. Okay, and then I'm like, yes, this trip's going to be great. Is this an omen about our trip? Well, if it's a good omen, then I got nothing to worry about. So I'm going to be more relaxed on the trip. And maybe that's good. If it's a bad omen, maybe I'm going to be uptight about the trip. I'm going to say, oh, it's a bad omen. And maybe it's because my culture has said, yeah, the moon rainbow the night before a trip, that's a bad omen. And if it's a bad omen, yeah, I'm going to be more uptight. And maybe that's good. But maybe it's bad. And it's going to change how I act if I think it's a good omen or a bad omen. And it does, it seems important, if you believe in omens, it seems important to be able to determine what's a good one from a bad one. And you might say, we being too stuck on words about this. Well, yeah, that's my personality. I come from a materialist background. I'm an empiricist in the sense that I have to see it for myself. And because I've because I was a materialist that saw the spiritual realm, now that's part of my reality, and it's been proven to me, but I'm still kind of locked into that mode of thinking. And you might say, well, you should get out of that mode of thinking, but that's tough, bro. Like, you got any advice on that? I might delve into mysticism a little bit, but I need facts. I need logic. I need reason. I need proof. It's tough because, yeah, the reality of the spiritual nature of existence has been proven to me. I can't believe in something like an omen because I don't understand it. Because it's confusing. Like, what if I misinterpret the omen? And so I really quickly, like, all in that one revelation, it was sort of like, oh yeah, omens, it's just the moon with a rainbow around it. You know, it can mean something, and it is a reality, but if I treat it as some kind of omen, I'm really playing a trick on myself. And I don't want to play a trick on myself. And then the trip is going to unfold totally differently. Said about understanding dreams, maybe just wondering about it helps. You know, yeah, it's like, yeah, you're right. I mean, that's a good point. Because, yeah, what are you doing when you try to analyze a dream? You know, yeah, I guess that gets tough because, like, most of the dreams that I've had that are worth analyzing, it's like the meaning just pops out at you. The meaning seems kind of obvious. It's not obvious to me when I look at a moon rainbow what it means. But if I see a certain set of images in a dream and the meaning sort of just pops into my head, then, you know, I usually will take that. The Bible might tell you, no omens, just get right with OG consciousness or something, yeah. And that's where I think faith comes in, maybe. Like, I look at this beautiful rainbow effect around the moon, and this is actually what happened, is like, I looked at it, I had that little revelation about omens, and then I just thought, wow, it's just beautiful. And just have gratitude, you know. It's a beautiful little moment, you know, and there, me and my wife and our dog, and we're just looking at the moon, and this, don't try to put any meaning on it. It's just beauty. Why do you have to make it an omen? You know, like, what's that about? Can't it just be a beautiful thing? Just let it be what it is. Does it have to mean something? We're all doing that to some degrees. Like, I have these numbers that follow me around. Like, I have a set of numbers that I see in everything. What does it mean? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Some people have all sorts of explanations as to, you know, why we have these repeating numbers that show up, and maybe it's just a natural part of a pattern recognition. But I guess my point was just have faith that the trip is going to go well. I think that's what the message of faith is trying to do for people, because you really don't know. You know, we don't know how the garden works necessarily. We don't know the truth about omens, let's say. My guess is that they're just a fabrication of man, and that they can be helpful or harmful. I don't want to mess with them because I don't know the language of omens.